I finally did it. A nice dark mode universal add-on extension for my Chrome browser so that no matter what website I go on, it doesn't have to be so bright. It's so much easier on the eyes. This is the second video of the day, and the reason for that is because the other one was a breaking developmental story with, I almost said Corey, something else. Corey Graves. My goodness. Anyhow, links down below as always to credit where I'm getting my information from, which is obviously WWE. There's going to be the highlight recap, video recap, and then of course the text results. And we are going to get into it as soon as I can pull up my notes so that I don't forget anything important. And of course I have my trusty cup of coffee. I don't know why people call it a cup of Joe. Joe is not in there. I can promise you he's not in there. That'd be disgusting. No Fortnite logo in the middle of the ring. So as you know, there are logos in the middle of the ring since Raw debuted on Netflix, right? Used to have Fortnite in the middle and then some other ones. We don't need to go through them all. It was just gone. So I just thought that was interesting. It was empty in the middle the way it should be. CM Punk gives a shout out to the first responders and the firefighters that are helping combat the LA fires. I thought that was just like a nice little touch to start things off, to let, people know that people are thinking about them, even though that doesn't fix the problems. But that's another story for another day on my other channel. Definitely not my wrestling one. We got people that came from Mexico, my country of Canada, and of course, obviously, Americans within the country. It's really nice to see. CM Punk was recapping on some of his hardships that he went through last year at the Royal Rumble when his tricep gave out on him, rolled right off the bone. Talks about John Cena and saying, I've been able to see you this whole time, and that he'll see him at the Royal Rumble, and then Royal Rumble Rollins comes out. I'm calling him that. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. I'm going to patent that shit. So Seth Rollins comes out. He says it was the worst loss of his career to lose to CM Punk. And of course, CM Punk was like, good. Tells him he's going to see him at the Rumble. Drew McIntyre then comes out calling Seth out, rather, for not being there to help dismantle the bloodline. And Drew is also going to be at the Royal Rumble. And then Punk was like, you know what? Why don't we just all do this thing right now? I don't got time for either of you's bullshit, he said. Oh, that's hot. That is hot. Oh, and that jolted through my jaw. I just went to the dentist yesterday. Not that anybody cares. I'm going to say it anyways. And they reefed on my teeth. They're all nice and white and super clean. I love it. Anyhow, I always find my teeth after the dentist, and I hadn't gone in years. Over the last 20, 30 years, I haven't been going much. Anyhow, there's a little bit of a stress because they're reefing on your teeth when they're cleaning it and all that. And I always find for the first week after, my teeth are a little bit more sensitive to hot and cold. Anyways, that felt extra. Woo! So there's that. And of course, you can always watch what they had to say. I had a little discussion about this here. Penta, first time I ever hear of him, I ever see of him. Yes, I understand he's big in other promotions. I've just never heard of him, or maybe I did. No offense, I just forgot. But this was a nice debut. People were talking about that it took too long because from the intro to everything else, from him first coming out, when the music hit, to when Jackie Redmond was done talking with him in the ring, it was over 20 minutes, and some people allegedly said backstage that he overstayed his debut welcome because it was taken away from other segments. And I said that I agree, and that I felt like it was dragged on a little bit too much, but whatever, not a big deal. But no, you cannot say that it took away from other segments because we all know that's bullshit on Raw. There are no time constraints. Yeah. Okay? But it was a great match, and I truly feel that Chad Gable was his perfect first dance partner here in the WWE. I couldn't think of almost a better opponent than Chad Gable to allow Penta to properly showcase what he's got to offer. He's just so amazing, the two of them. Yeah, this was great. Moving on. Moving on. Sheamus, there we go, defeats Ludwig Kaiser. This was a great back and forth match. Made the both of them look strong, which I really like because, there's that whole thing sometimes. Oh, just because you're taller or because you're bigger. If you've ever seen Kaiser, like his waist is like the size of my calves, but it doesn't mean anything because he's incredibly strong and toned and he looks the part and it feels legit that he can hang in there with the best of them. Rolling senton from Kaiser I thought was really nice too, only because you had like a lot of back and forth without like any pausing, and then off the rebound of the ropes he just boom goes into the rolling senton. And when you got a man like Sheamus, a big behemoth, I mean, look at him compared to Braun Breaker there. That's just very taxing on your cardio, and he was able to execute that move. And I just thought it was impressive. And then post-match, as you could see, Sheamus confronts Braun Breaker. A little scuffle there for a quick second right next to Pat McAfee and the newly improved, expensive, indestructible announce table, which I think is actually really nice. So there you have that, and that all went down right next to Pat McAfee. Gunther comes out finally because he didn't show up last week. Well, because he didn't need to. Not impressed with the in-ring performance, he said, of anyone last week. And then Jey Uso... what the hell am I saying? Helps if I can speak properly. Jey Uso comes out and claims, hey, yeet. I'm a little over the yeet thing. Not over him, but the yeet thing, gotta yeet that shit down. I'm just saying. I'm just eating. See what I did there? Contradicting myself. He comes out and he tells Gunther, you know what? I want a shot at that title at Saturday night's main event. Gunther says, hey, I've already beat your punk ass twice before when we were in the Intercontinental title scene. Which is true. Gunther did, in the end, accept. That's the one thing that I like about Gunther, even though he's a heel, is he's not like, he doesn't portray the coward persona. He's like, you think you beat me? Yeah, no problem. He doesn't do that whole, like, you don't deserve a chance at this title. No, he'll still tell you, you're not in my league, but no problem. You want some closure? You want to be able to show yourself that you belong at the highest level? Go ahead. Let's do this. It's not like I'm going to lose anyways. And I really like that because that is not the norm of what most heel champions would do at all. So I really, really like that persona again of Gunther. And then we find out later that it is official. Well, not much later, but shortly thereafter, that Michael Cole did in fact make it official. These two are going to face off at January 25th, Saturday night's main event, where Pat McAfee and Michael Cole are going to call the shots. And I really hope, really hope, oh my God, you have no idea, that Jesse the Body Ventura is there to say, let me tell you something. I look forward to this. So, see the look on her face right there, Dakota, where she's like, that was basically the look on my face. It's going to sound rude. I don't care. Yes, there are people that have come in the company, they've gone through NXT, or they haven't gone through NXT, but they were in another promotion, or maybe they weren't in any at all, like Logan Paul. Just come in, whiz bang, grabs a title. Here's the thing. Logan Paul, as much of a dingleberry shitstain as I might have thought he was as a person for the longest time, seems to have changed his life. I was not opposed to him getting a title so early. Same thing with like Braun Breaker, because they wow me. I'm not saying she ain't good. I'm saying, and I'm not necessarily saying that I know who would have been a better candidate, but for the first ever Intercontinental Champion, Women's Intercontinental Championship, I'm not saying she's a terrible pick. Let's just get that out of the way. She's not a bad pick. A decent pick. I just really, and I knew it was going to happen, which is okay, which I'm so happy for. I really am. But I was hoping Dakota Kai was going to get that shit. I just thought, me personally, to keep it real simple and not like keep going on and on all night about it. I just thought she was slightly more deserving. There's other women in there I would have put in. Natalia at one point, but because of how badly they've jobbered her over the last few years, I feel like it just would have been like, unless all of a sudden, boom, she can just like not lose every match that she's in, kind of thing, for the most part. So this again was not a terrible decision. I'm not in WWE. There's a reason for that. You wouldn't want me to be a part of creative. Just really simply put, nice match. Very happy, very proud of her. I just thought Dakota was okay. Just thing. Simple as that. Moving on. Sami Zayn defeats The Miz via a haluva kick, but followed by the Blue Thunder Bomb. I almost called it a thunderclap because I play a lot of World of Warcraft, and a warrior move is called thunderclap. There's a move in there. And because I wasn't looking at my notes and I just saw Blue Thunder, I just went to, it's a thunderclap. No, it's the Thunder Bomb, which he normally doesn't win matches with, but it feels like it's a finisher, but it's not. More of a signature move. So instead of a Blue Thunder Bomb followed up by a haluva kick, he did the other way around because he followed Miz into the corner. Anyhow, this is a nice match. A little segment backstage with Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn and The Miz is what led to this. Thought it was funny. It was pretty good. It was a nice match. That's about it for that. In other news, it's been announced officially on here. They don't show it. For a second, it looked like she's going to try and kiss her. That Logan Paul is going full-time. He wants to be the face of the company. It was like a little vignette promo of him showcasing himself going to the next level. It's not just some part-time thing for him. He wants all in. And I believe that if he does do it, which I'm pretty sure he will because they said so, the internet said so, it's going to be something else. I think that's going to be pretty special. I truly am wowed, like I said, with Logan Paul. It's just something to behold, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. Rhea Ripley in ring promo, reminding people that she's the best, she's on top, got the belt now, and right where she rightfully belongs, which I totally agree. Like, let's have a Roman Reign like title reign right here, with tons of title defenses, of course. Nia Jax came out and said that she's going to win the Royal Rumble, and then she's going to do what she wants. She's going to pick the champion that she wants. She doesn't care if Rhea's on top or if Tiffy top, whatever the hell it's called. And then Bayley came out and said, you know what? Don't be talking crap about my city. She was out in the bleachers, or whatever you want to call it. Again, behind Pat McAfee. And Nia Jax was talking some shit, so she came out. Little scuffle, little headbutt, little kick there, quick little small brawl. I definitely, no offense, after Nia Jax had her last title reign, which was fine. She deserved it. Women's Queen of the Ring. I almost said Women's King of the Ring, which the equivalent to that is the Women's Queen of the Ring. No, you're not disposing Rhea. I don't know who her next opponent should be. Charlotte Flair. Maybe, I don't know, when she does come back. But yeah. This was really, really nice. This really felt like a main event. At least to me it did. Yeah, Damian Priest, who did in fact beat Finn Balor in the street fight. That wild broken arrow from the top of the equipment through the table had me believe something that I'll explain after. He was putting on the stretcher, the neck brace and all that. I thought that was going to be the end, obviously. Finn was being carried out on the stretcher, and then what does Damian Priest do? Right? Grabs Finn on the stretcher, unclips him, rolls him all the way down the ramp. I'm glad that it didn't catch on something. And then Finn Balor just rolled off of the stretcher into the ring where Priest beat Balor. And, and then JD, Carlito came out, and that's a 3-on-1. Then the War Raiders come out to even out the odds. It goes back to a 1-on-1. And then the match went on for a little bit more than I thought it was going to. And I'm happy with that. Now here's where my brain went. And I'm not saying that this is what they should do. I'm not even saying that this is a good idea. I'm just sharing with you a little bit of okay. Finn Balor gets taken out. He's in the stretcher, the neck brace. He's injured. And he's written off for 2 or 3 weeks. And he comes back as the Demon. And he fails something different. And I don't know where else that went. But that was just my thing. Like, I really feel like he deserves a singles title run. Don't forget, he was your first Universal WWE champion that was cut short from Seth Rollins when he suffered that shoulder injury. And I feel like he never really fully recovered back from that. Got a great resume, don't get me wrong. I just want to see it. And in this one, you know, I kind of felt like Finn should have won this one. It could have helped solidify more his character. But he didn't. Like I said, I was hoping he would have lost, walked out on the stretcher, but then comes out even stronger. Or none of that happens. None of the, you know, the outside interference happens and he just wins clean on his own. It would have just, you know, because Damian Priest, former world champion, recent world champion, and you could have had Finn Balor defeat him. Whatever. I'm not saying I have this elaborate plan for where all of this should go afterwards. They're just things that come off to my mind. And that's pretty much it. Thumbs up as always if you did like the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm in trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll bend it in half, twist it, and break that thing off in your ass. You're off the hook. It won't be your own thumb, but it'll be that kendo stick. And if you want to subscribe, naturally, that'd be great. But if not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.